Hi, my name is Sarah, and I'll be showing KSpeak Couette flow. Starting with geometry, if we click it, all I did over on the right side was switch it from 3D to 2D. Whoops, 3D to 2D. I also right-clicked it and then selected Design Modeler, and then I just double-clicked it to open it, and then if we go right here, we can see that I use the rectangle tool right here and started from the origin and designed my rectangle on the X and Y plane. And then I dimensioned it, giving it a horizontal dimension of 1500 millimeters or 1.5 meters and a height of 10 millimeters or 0.01 meters. Um, After that, I went to concept and then created a surface from the sketch by selecting the rectangle itself, and then clicking generate to generate that surface. That is it for geometry. With mesh, nothing had to be changed over here. And then if we open the mesh, so here in mesh, the first thing that I did was I went to edge right here, and then I selected each edge and named them. So I named the top edge the upper plate, the bottom edge the lower plate, the left edge the inlet, and the right edge the outlet. Um, Afterwards, I right-clicked mesh, went to insert and used sizing to create each mesh. So for the first mesh I made right here, you can see that I used the top and bottom plates. And then I said no to captured curvature, and I went from element size to number of divisions. And I did about, for this one, I did 2,500 divisions for the top and bottom plate. For the second mesh between the inlet and the outlet, I used 50 divisions. I made it hard and I said no to capture curvature. And then finally, I clicked face meshing to create a face mesh by selecting the face of the rectangle. And that was all the meshes I created. That's it for meshing. The next thing I went to was setup. So if we click setup, I changed it from single to double precision. Right here. So first thing I did was I went to models, and then I changed it from K omega to laminar because we're working with laminar flow. Then I went to my residuals, inputted all my residuals right here. Then I went to materials, and for this setup I used water. You can see water right here with a density of 998.2, and then the viscosity for this case was 0.01003. Then I went to my reference values down here to make sure everything was correct, and we are computing it from the inlet, and my reference zone was the surface body, and every single value there is correct as well. Then I went to boundary conditions right here. For the Couette flow, I used a pressure inlet and a pressure outlet, and for both of them, I selected prevent reverse flow. And then for the lower plate, this one was stationary and had no slip, but for the upper plate, it is moving, so we changed it from stationary to moving wall, and then for this case, I gave it a really low speed of 0.1 meters per second. I did try using a higher velocity, 10 meters per second, but that was too fast for it, and it ended up creating these weird curves on the velocity graph. Then we initialize it using a hybrid initialization, and then we run the calculation with 200 iterations. And then as you can see here, I displayed vectors, and we can see here now that it creates a Couette profile velocity because it has a triangular shape right here. That's it for setup. Then we go into results to start creating our charts right here. First thing we do is insert right above here, and then I created two lines. First line was my midline. As you can see here, it is smack dab in the middle of it, 0.75 meters. And then I created my end line, which is not exactly on the end, but very close to it, so that I had a neat graph. Then I actually started creating my chart. So right above here is chart, and then to create my chart, I titled it velocity with respect to y, went to data series, and accidentally deleted the other one, but what I did was I would create my lines. So for midline, I named it midline, then location, midline, and then I created my end line as well. X-axis was set to the u velocity, y-axis was set to y for the height, and that was it. You hit apply. And then as you can see here, you only see one line, but that's because the midline and end line overlap. We just saw the end line before in red, but when I hit apply after adding the midline, we can see that it overlaps with each other. And that is it.